These days, it seems like everyone is coming out with new gaming headsets, but we have some companies who are focusing on updating their existing lineup with new technologies and cool new features. Cooler Master has a pretty long history in this segment with their Cyrus and Series lineups, but now they've launched a new gaming headset and this is what it looks like. It's called the MasterPulse Pro and it retails for about $100. At that price, Cooler Master may have a tough time competing in the gaming headset category since companies like Kingston and their HyperX Cloud 2 headset and Corsair's well-respected Void seem to have this corner of the market locked up. So does Cooler Master have what it takes to compete in the big leagues? Their old Cyrus lineup certainly proved that that's possible, but right now there are just way too many choices, so the company has to do something to stand out. We'll find out how the new MasterPulse Pro did, but before that, quick message from our sponsor.
The new NZXT S340 Elite. What makes it so elite? We've got a gorgeous tempered glass panel, extra VR ports, improved cable management, and an awesome magnetic puck. The name is fitting, elite features at a good price. S340 Elite. Check it out in the description below.
Alongside the MasterPulse Pro, Cooler Master has also launched the less expensive MasterPulse gaming headset that retails for $70, and it features 2 channels compared to the added virtual 7.1 surround feature found on the Pro model. Now before I go on, I have to mention that the virtual 7.1 soundstage on headphones is very much a hit or miss. Some companies do it quite well while others have problems delivering proper immersion. Personally, I prefer a great dual channel headset over a mediocre 7.1 setup, and luckily Cooler Master has given a way to disable the surround sound profile. What do you prefer? I'd love to hear in the comments down below. The build quality of the MasterPulse Pro headset is rock solid. It's constructed with an aluminum frame, so you don't have to worry about accidental drops damaging anything. On the downside, this adds weight to the headpiece, and I didn't enjoy wearing them for a longer period of time. Plus, the metal frame absorbs and then transmits sound when it gets in contact with anything. I take very good care of my headphones, so a hard plastic material would have been sufficient choice, but others may not feel the same. The other disappointing factor wearing these was the strong clamping force exhibited by the frame. This is not something you'd want to wear for a longer period of time, since I experienced head fatigue after less than an hour. That just isn't good, but once again, your experience may differ depending on the size of your head. I'd recommend you try these out at a local store before putting out $100. The ear cups are made out of leather-like material that's soft to the touch, and they have plenty of cushioning to prevent your ears from making contact with the drivers. I would say it has a little bit more stiffness compared to the signature memory foam found on Kingston's HyperX headsets, but that didn't bother me at all. My ears had some difficulty breathing through, so make sure to vent them at times, but overall, they do a pretty good job providing a seal around your ears. The Cooler Master logos on both ear cups are LED lit and they feature RGB lighting. This can be controlled by the inline remote control box that I'll get to in a moment. The illumination isn't overly bright, but actually dialing in the color to match other peripherals is quite a challenge without any accompanying software. The headband is self-adjustable, which is a smart choice considering you don't have to worry about steel sliders that you manually adjust to fit the headset on your head. It also has appropriate padding, which is nice and supple, but like I said earlier, if only the clamping force was minimal, I would have enjoyed wearing these for a longer time. The built-in microphone is integrated into the left ear cup rather than being a dedicated boom mic setup. It's a unique style compared to the competition, but it is certainly not something you'd want to use on a regular basis while gaming. As you can hear, I sound a bit farther away from the mic, and it picks up background noise, which isn't good, especially when you're gaming on a mechanical keyboard. As you can see, I'm typing and talking at the same time, so you can definitely hear it. I would use this for casual Skype calls, but certainly not gaming, especially if you rely on a mic for team communications or streaming. But let us know about this implementation in the comments down below. This is a USB powered gaming headset, so if you're thinking about plugging this into your console controller, you'd be out of luck. I'm still not convinced about this USB type approach for gaming headsets since it isn't multi-platform compatible. However, USB interface passes a clean 7.1 digital signal to the headset, and that should complement and expand the sound quality of these. Plus, without the power offered through the USB interface, Cooler Master couldn't have added RGB lighting. The flat cable is a nice feature, so you can confidently say goodbye to tangles. It is non-braided, but comes in soft touch rubber material, which does a very good job preventing brushes against anything. The 2-meter length could be limiting depending on how you decide to route it to your PC, so be mindful of that. Now onto the inline remote control box. You'll find the volume control buttons and the listening mode button on one side. mic on-off switch, and 7.1 surround sound switch on the other. The LED control button is located at the top, and this unit can also act as a shirt clip. To be honest with you, I had a tough time understanding the logic behind the actual design of this inline remote control. Its buttons are oddly located around the unit, and I wasn't able to find the right button to adjust a certain setting in the middle of a gameplay session. For example, if you want to mute the mic, you might accidentally toggle the 7.1 surround feature and vice versa. The volume buttons don't have a satisfying tactile feedback and feels a bit cheap, which is not acceptable considering the price. The listening mode button is a confusing feature added to these headphones. According to Cooler Master, there are 3 presets: music, movie, and gaming, plus the ability to turn off the EQ. The problem is that there isn't any driver software, so notifications when you switch modes are non-existent. The LED does shift colors, which is even more confusing because Cooler Master hasn't labeled them on their official website or manual. Luckily, I was able to get in touch with one of their reps, and they said that the red LED indicates an increase in bass, blue indicates treble, and purple increases treble. Once again, this is really a frustrating process, but I've been told that they're working on a driver software that will be rolled out in the future. That's a good thing, since I feel like the MasterPulse Pro was designed to be used alongside software, and without it, this headset just feels a bit incomplete compared to some of the competition. So how do they sound? Remember that the delivery and the quality of the sound is subjective, but in my opinion, I think the MasterPulse Pro really lacks in this area given my experience and its $100 price point. I usually do my sound test listening to some tunes from different genres for a week to break in any headphones, but the moment I started playing music, I was surprised, and not in a good way. The soundstage doesn't have any detail in the trebles, and it's highly emphasized in the mid portion, regardless of which preset you use. This didn't change even after a full week of testing and happened in both the 2.1 and 7.1 modes. The lack of bass is also noticeable, but the MasterPulse Pro has a feature called bass effects. Basically, when you remove these side panels that are magnetically attached to the ear cups, it enhances the low frequencies and it improves the bass response by a bit. I did this and set the listening mode to the red LED. The bass kicks in a little further, but that didn't help much since the bass went from minimal to excessively boomy. If you're planning to use this for content consumption, you'll be disappointed, but I'm hoping Cooler Master comes out with a software that includes a full equalizer, and that should help out a lot. Gaming, on the other hand, is a hit or miss experience with these. I spend the majority of my time playing Battlefield 1, and the extended bass with bass effects certainly helps with gunshots, but overall I feel like the whole soundstage was going through some sort of compression. Again, both the stereo and surround modes had this issue. The soundstage tended to be muffled at times with a real lack of detail and very little distinction between different audio tones. The surround mode did provide adequate directionality, but it actually muddled the sounds even further. One thing is certain, the MasterPulse Pro didn't improve my opinion on virtual 7.1 headsets. So this is what you can take away from this video. The MasterPulse Pro is a disappointment in my opinion. The metal construction is great, but it absorbs sound when it gets in contact with anything, and the clamping force is a little too excessive for me. The leather-like material on the ear cups is comfortable, but I find that it's a little too stiff, and I had to adequately vent my ears every now and then. We here at Hardware Canucks are known for calling things the way we see them, and in this case, I highly suggest you spend your $100 for headphones elsewhere. Kingston, Corsair, Logitech, and many others have great alternatives, and if you don't absolutely feel the need for Virtual 7.1, you can get an amazing stereo headset for this kind of money. I feel like this headset was designed to go hand in hand with a software suite. Due to a lack of any on-screen control for equalizer settings, the integrated LEDs, the surround soundstage, or other features, the MasterPulse Pro suffers. If Cooler Master ever does release a way to better control these headphones, they may deserve another look. In the end, testing peripherals all comes down to personal opinion, and because of that, I highly recommend that if you get a chance to try these out, certainly do so and make a decision by then. I'm Ibor with Hardware Canucks. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.